Approaching 6:50 here this Monday, back with your top stories and breaking updates on this historic moment in Israel as the 20 remaining hostages taken by Hamas 2 years ago are going home. President Trump is also there with the first phase of the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas taking effect.
He will address the Israeli parliament before traveling on to Egypt, where the president is expected to meet with Egypt's president and leaders from more than 20 other countries in order to discuss peace in Gaza and the Middle East. The president has called his visit to the region a, quote, very special moment.
The Muslim and Arab countries are all cheering. Everybody's cheering at one time. That's never happened before. Usually if you have one cheering, the other isn't.
President Trump is the fourth U.S. president to speak before Israel's parliament.
Some much-needed aid is now making it to Gaza, and this is supported by efforts all over the globe, including the story of one Rochester native currently going to Harvard, using her academic expertise to help others in need.
We're talking about Lola DeSantis, along with dozens of her other peers. They are all offering tutoring services. That's pretty common, right, at universities. But this time around, they say they're using any tutoring fees that they are paid to instead support families in Gaza. Everything's done online, and for $25 an hour, you can get undergrad and graduate application help, essay editing, test prep, and more. Anything that a student from maybe middle school to grad school might need, and all while helping those folks overseas who need it.
It just feels like what we have to be doing right now. I would echo the words of Greta Thunberg when she was finally released from captivity in Israel, saying that she isn't really the story, but the real story is the people of Gaza. I think especially at a university with so much wealth and privilege, yeah, this is like the bare minimum.
If you're interested in getting a tutoring session, you can find the links to the story. It's on our story, rather, on our website, rochesterfirst.com.
This trade tit for tat between the U.S. and China heated up over the weekend, with President Trump threatening to slap a 100% tariff on goods from China beginning the 1st of November, citing China's new export controls. China responded by imposing new port fees on American ships, warning the country is not afraid of an ongoing tariff war. Sunday, President Trump sought to calm the tensions, writing on social media, "Don't worry about China," and played up his relationship with President Xi Jinping. The two will be meeting later this month. It was a very busy Sunday for firefighters all over Rochester. Last night, they rushed out to a call of burning home on Reed Park near Hudson Avenue. The initial report was someone may be trapped inside. RFD says the vacant property is known to sometimes have squatters there. Around 7 p.m., crews arrived to the scene, found heavy smoke coming out of the two-story house. That property had been boarded up, which led to the call for a second alarm and more backup to help remove the boards so they could get in.
They were able to extinguish the fire in about 20 minutes. The fire did heavy damage to the structure. So on the side of the structure, we actually have one of the exterior walls burned right through. They did a thorough search. No one was found in the structure.
The cause of that fire is still under investigation.
Well, another house fire earlier in the day on Central Park near Bay Street. The 2.5-story home was searched, and firefighters say they encountered heavy hoarding conditions throughout this residence, which complicated their efforts. They were able to rescue 2 dogs, and the flames further burned a car in the driveway, but we're told that there were no injuries to report.
Let's go inside the huddle. It's been a long wait, but we got a game tonight. The Bills looking to rebound from their first loss of the season a week ago. They have a tough matchup in Atlanta against the Falcons. Now, in the past, Buffalo has been pretty good at bouncing back after a loss. Since 2023, the Bills are 8-2 after dropping a game. They've got their work cut out for them on both sides of the ball tonight. The Falcons are giving up the fewest passing yards per game in the league. The Bills defense also needs an answer for their running back, Bijan Robinson, who has been strong, not just rushing, but also catches.
He runs in between the tackles. He runs outside. You know what I mean? He's a problem for defenses, you know. And the biggest thing with him, you just got to get to him and wrap up, you know. He's going to break a tackle, so don't think he's down. You know what I mean? They need all 11 guys to run to that ball and put a hat on him. We got to go out there and play penalty-free. That's just as us players talking to us players, right? We know what happened. We beat ourselves. You know, we can't let explosive plays happen and stuff like that. But we got to go out there and play Buffalo Bills football.
We'll see what happens tonight. The Falcons currently 2-2 on the season. They kick off at 7:15.
Well, here's a fun one to wrap up. Singer T-Pain collaborating with Crocs to bring one of his most famous lyrics them boots with the fur to life. Wait for it. Here comes the reveal. The Crocs Unforgettable Leopard Knee-High Boot. That's the shoemaker's tallest silhouette to date, with vegan leopard print fur and topped off with charms. Of course, we call them gibbets for Crocs and chains. It is part of the company's month-long Croctober celebration, and the boots drop October 23rd, which is Crocs Day. Yes. Because that's clearly the most important news you needed for today, and they are just under $160.
I love just the genuine surprise when he goes to shoot, open it up, check him out.
I hope this was actually a genuine reveal where, like, he did not know what they would look like, so they could get his genuine smile. I mean, I don't know how I expected them to look, but this is giving very millennial.
Yeah.
You know, like the heart charm and the chains and the nobody understands me little, you know, like charms and stuff on there.
Those
it's giving.
Gibbets and charms, they're as big as the regular Croc for someone else when you put it up on the stiletto.
What if you took it off and put it on a regular Croc? You just clack when you walk.
Just don't forget to seal it on the outside so you don't get any water in there. Always a good tip to do before the snow comes.
Yep.
Those would be great in Rochester, right? To keep you warm and keep the snow out. We don't need those for today. Maybe the rain boots if you are Wayne County or heading east towards Syracuse, where you do have a lot more rain in that direction. For us, and then over to Buffalo, it's just cloudy, a little bit of drizzle here and there. Most of us are dry. Temperatures take a dip tonight, and then mid-60s for you tomorrow, and we got a lot of sunshine. And we're dry most of the week, really. Tuesday through Friday, we don't have any rain, and then we'll bring it back in the forecast as we get to the second half of the weekend.
All right. Thank you, James. Good luck, parents, keeping the kids busy until the Bills game at 7 o'clock tonight all day. That does for us at Sunrise. Our next update coming your way in half an hour.
For now, CBS Mornings starts up next. Have a great day.
RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather. Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.